Very good morning, super morning to all of you. How is everyone? Very good morning, very good morning. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So am I audible loud and clear? Yeah, everyone? Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Very good evening, very good morning, all of you. Sanjana, Gurleen, Suhail, everyone. Uh, I've prepared a PPT, but before going ahead with PPT, now I just want to tell you that the cycle of UPSC preparation will have its own phases of ups and downs. And a lot of you have given the prelims and you're still waiting. Many are still in doubt that what will be the cutoff. So I just want to tell you that, and I'm not comforting you, and I'm not telling you that this exam has its phases where things will not work for you. If it works in the first round, perfectly okay. That's what we should be looking at. But I want you to have a very strong self-belief in yourself, that because the only way you can actually crack the exam if you're able to overcome the odds which is there in your head. So right now, every pressure that you're feeling inside your mind, you have to overcome that limiting beliefs. You just need one good attempt. Write in the chat box, one good attempt, OGA. You just need one good attempt. To tell each one of you, you just need one good attempt. Okay? You just need one prelims to clear. You just need one mains to clear. You just need one interview to clear. That is what is needed. Because if you're looking at, and remember, and I cannot share the challenges of, the stories, but I can tell you that everybody who have been in the selection, the name is there in the list. They have gone through very up and down of emotional burnouts, challenges, ups and downs in the journey, heartbreaks in the preparation, things not meeting. But I'll tell you a very important fact. And I just want you to show the mirror also. UPSC is a threshold. And today I'll go to show you the copies. If the UPSC is a threshold in terms of the copies, have we reached there? If we talk about mains, a lot of people are struggling in the prelims itself. Now, prelims is uncertain. This year, things were really, things were beyond control. But amidst all that, there were some people who were able to manage the paper better. That's the only thing. And their probability of cracking exam would be higher. Commission will bring its surprise all the time. Okay. So I want to tell you that it is all about inner game now. How good you feel about yourself. Now, how many of you feel from inside, deep down, that you have the potential to make it there? How many feel from inside? Ask yourself that you have the potential. Maybe you don't have the skill, you don't have the, maybe learning more has to be needed. But don't you think, how many of you feel that there is a potential inside you to crack the exam? How many feel so? Okay, Suhail. Okay. Gurleen. Okay. Just ask yourself, do you think you have a potential, Satyam? Yeah. That intention, potential comes from intention. So if you have intention is to crack the exam, that is the first stage, the first step. Then after the intention comes the process and strategy and hard work. Intention, you have intention, you have to build the mindset. And believe me, UPSC is brutal, especially the first phase, prelims. Mains is a different game. In mains, moment you clear the prelims, in mains things become more certain. Because competition is less. And mains is the real main game. That is what I want to tell you. How many of you have started answer writing or have done some kind of answer writing? Just tell me, put in the chat box, ASS, answer writing started. ASS, answer writing started. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So you don't need anything. You just need to start the answer writing. You need to benchmark with the PYQs. You need to benchmark with the toppers. You just need to know these things. So I'm going to show something before we start and set the context. I'm going to show you some copies. So today morning itself, I evaluated on copy. And let me share some copies. So this is a copy which one of my mentorship and our mentorship student has written, and he sent me yesterday. And in the morning, I just kind of, yes, hold on. What do I share? Okay, so this is one of the copy of a student which I just evaluated today. Okay. So, I mean, the question is not written. He sent the question separately. And then I saw the question. Then I try to evaluate it. Okay, so see this. Now, this is a copy which if you write, you'll you'll get interview call. You can maybe you can scratch in the interview, I mean, final list also. Just scratch in. Top rank, no, not so far. So if you look at this copy, so this copy was written yesterday. Okay, and these are basic questions, static questions which have been practiced. Okay, so there's an introduction is there. Then with the introduction, there's a context is there. Then pointers, exactly what is answering the question is being written. Now here we are, I'm not showing you the question, but I'm assuming, and I'm telling you that we are assuming here that the demand of the question has been addressed. Okay, so I have this PESCA framework, then EGSF framework. EGFS is examples, government schemes, statistics, and facts. Okay. So when I evaluate the answer, I said, what are the gap areas? The one thing I felt that the contemporary examples are missing. The points are a little generic. Also, points are 6. I mean, 5 points here, then 6, 7, 8, maybe 9. Maybe 2 more points should be added. Okay. Then recent contemporary examples, Mahua Mitra expulsion strategy, right? Then like this abbreviation should be avoided. Okay, what is this ADL, right? Then then this is like in the end a case study has been added. No, this kind has to be avoided. It should be in the body. But remember, this answer, somebody reaching this answer is already above the threshold. This answer is above average answer. Now this is the upper threshold. The basic threshold is that you are able to write introduction, then you are able to write explain. Again, introduction should be context to what question is asking. And I'm not going to teach you answer writing because most of you already know how to start an answer, write an answer. So there's a context, then you have body in which 3, 4 dimensions are there, some examples are there, and conclusion is there. Now that is something that anyone can write with basic answer writing, this thing. Then comes the process of validation, adding facts, data, examples, then taking to the next level, adding more dimensions, value addition. So n number of strategies involved. Okay, this is the second answer. The diagram is there, the flowchart is there, right? You can see here. The diagram is not relevant much in this question, but the table is there. Okay, again, recent examples are missing, contemporary examples are missing. So try to understand. In today's era, if you talk about today, almost everybody knows what is the template to write answers. Almost everyone. Almost everyone knows what is the template to write answer. Every student, you just need to go to ChatGPT and say, because ChatGPT is evaluating hundreds and thousands of answer copies every day. Every topper is using ChatGPT. Every individual, every person is using ChatGPT to evaluate the answer. And moment if you put just your answer also, it will give all the what is missing. So the point I want to make is that now this answer has been written less than 7 minutes. Now again, what I'm telling you, this answer has been written within 7 minutes. So this answer is maybe answer of little on the upper side, but this answer will not fetch 120 marks. Maybe it will fetch 95 up to 100 marks if we complete the entire paper. But if you have to score 110, 120, for that next level of answers are needed. And that I'm going to show to the next. Right? But how many feel this answer is good? How many feel that the answer is good? And even to reach here, you need to make an effort. How many feel so? How many feel so that this answer is good and to reach here you need to make an effort? Tell me. Yeah, tell me. Right, me, I feel so. Answer is good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You feel so, right? Now, this has come through a lot of relentless practice. Now, he's one of my student mentorship. He has given interview also. A lot of relentless practice. So I push boundaries. I'll show the mirror. Okay. Again, in a very positive way, in the improvement way. I don't believe in, criticism. I believe in constructive way of improving or maybe constructive criticism. So that is the fact, because the examination, there are the competition is among the 3,000-4,000 people itself. People who clear prelims, 10,000 is out, first day itself. If your mains is not ready, you're out of the competition, because in 2.5 months, very little can be done. There are still people do it, but okay. So pardoning power of president versus governor has been compared here, types of pardoning power. Now here, let's see, so much explanation is needed. Instead, we can just put a flow chart here, an example. So instead of writing so much, I can write a flow chart and write, very limited information. Okay. Then again, examples are missing. The contemporary examples are missing. So because this answer has been written from notes that you have made. So normally what you do, you write notes. And when you write notes, you pick a note and you revise it. And those examples is there in your mind and you write it. But again, when you write them, the contemporary examples are not there and thereby you will not get marks. Now think from examiner's point of view. Now I'm telling you one very important thing, that the same answer 3 years ago, this paper 3 years ago would have got selection. इसी पेपर को अगर आप 3 साल पहले लिखे होते तो आपका सिलेक्शन हो जाता. The same paper which I'm showing you right now. Because at that time when I used to evaluate, I used to see that. But this paper might just scratch you and get an interview call. That's all. Selection भी अगर होगा तो मुश्किल से होगा. Especially in category, there's a possibility, but in general category, forget it. जनरल कैटेगरी में सिलेक्शन नहीं होगा, ऐसे कॉपी में भी हो सकता है इंटरव्यू में 200-215 आ जाए, मे बी दैट्स अ वेरी रेयर थिंग. So possibility of getting good rank is definitely not there. Maybe you'll just scratch in the list. Also it depends on how you do in all the papers, your optional, your GS, your essay. This is a copy of one paper. Now we have to replicate similar copies. You have to write 18, 17, 15, 16, 17 good answers out of 20. Then your selection will happen. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Now I'm going to show you one copy which Dhwanish wrote just before the exam. Maybe 2-3 weeks before the exam. Okay, so this is a copy. You can see here. There are points. Again, the copy is good. But our objective is, can you crack the exam? Can you reach the benchmark? Can you reach a threshold? Because 3,000 people in India, they have attained a benchmark. Then it is all about precision, and very strong precision is needed. It is all about execution, right? So for example, this is a question on Lok Adalat and arbitration tribunal. Now the question is good, but the contemporary examples are missing. If you're saying that Lok Adalat is doing well, how can you say that? You did not give how many data has been, how many cases have been disposed so far, the effectiveness of the body. Okay, value addition part is missing in almost all the answer. Now value addition might not be asked in the question, but it is more like bonus. It is more like bonus. You go to a sweet shop and they will say, okay, sir, you came to our shop. There's an extra token from our side. You haven't asked for it, but maybe 2 lines of extra bonus has to be there. Tell me, if you go to a sweet shop and you purchase 1 kg sweet, and in that he also gave a small bonus of 100 gram of some new sweet. So there's 100 gram of new sweet. Just try it out. You are my good customer. And thanks for visiting us and hope you like it. Would you mind, or would you think of going to that shop again? Tell me. Would you think of going to that shop again? Will you go? Tell me or not. You will not go to that shop again. Now, Vivek, Satyam, Sanjana, Gurleen, जाएंगे कि नहीं जाएंगे शॉप पे फिर से? Bonus is something that has to be added. We all look for life. And examiner क्या है? Examiner is a person who is evaluating hundreds of copies every day, and he's bored with the answers. Examiners need something new. अभी क्या है, what I can feel right now, you all the people, you are, how many of you are in stress state of mind right now? How many of you are stressed state of mind? कितने लोग अभी stressed feel कर रहे हैं? How many of you are feeling stressed right now? Be very open with me. I'm your friend, I'm your mentor. How many of you feeling stressed right now? Okay. जब stress होंगे तो दिमाग नहीं चलेगा. Right now your mind is not working. That's why I can't see any response. I don't see any response because your mind is stressed. आपका दिमाग अभी चल नहीं रहा. You're not thinking. तो मैं जो बताऊंगा अभी समझ में नहीं आएगा आपको. इनफैक्ट यू विल गो विद मोर कंफ्यूज, अरे इतना करना है, इतना कैसे होगा. एम आई राइट? पार्शली. सो लेट्स चेंज आवर स्टेट. स्टेट को चेंज करते हैं. ओके, लेट्स चेंज आवर स्टेट. एवरीवन, wherever you're sitting, just close your eyes, take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. Think of that stress that is going in your head right now. Observe your body, observe your mind very slowly. Observe the vibrations of your body. Observe the stress which is there in your head. This is a creation of your mind. It is not real. You have created it. You have to break this cycle. Breathe out. Then again. Breathe in 5, 4, 4. 5 seconds breathe in, 4 seconds hold, and 4th second release. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Relax. Once again, breathe in. Hold. Release all the negative energy, toxins, doubt, stress in your body. Release slowly. Calmly release. Rub your hands. Open your eyes. Now it feels better, right? Now it feels better. Yeah, wonderful. You need to take care of yourself. Whenever you feel negative, stressed, give 5 seconds, 5, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes to yourself. Break that pattern of negative thinking. Okay. Change your state. Okay. When you change your state, your mind will start working. Yeah. So that is how exam has to be. Everybody has gone through this phase. Dhwanish has gone to this phase. He will just come, Mr. I want to meet you. Just come. Sat for half an hour, and then we'll talk about logic, process. After interview, Raghav was so tense that his interview, when he had a stress interview, for 12 days, he was not as in normal time. I mean, he was thinking that and just the day and result came, I messaged in the morning and he was stressed. I said, things will be fine. Don't worry. Again, you can't change it. I mean, if something has to happen, it has to happen. But you have done your work and I've seen your copies. I'm pretty confident about the outcome. I was expecting top 100, both the students. So this is what I'm telling. So, but people who have reached here, they have reached through relentless practice. So logically, अगर आप देखोगे तो हम वहां पहुंचे नहीं because हमारा वो practice वहां तक नहीं हुआ है. No, practice maketh you perfect. सो यू शुड नॉट फील बैड अबाउट इट. अगर कोई वहां पहुंचा है तो हमको वो प्रैक्टिस करके वहां पहुंचना होगा. दैट इज द मिनिमम आई हैव टू टेल माई सेल्फ. टेल मी लॉजिकली, अगर किसी ने आपसे ज्यादा मेहनत की है वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए, तो डोंट यू थिंक दैट पर्सन डिजर्व्स बेटर आउटकम? टेल मी लॉजिकली. Somebody has made more effort than you, don't you think that person deserves more outcome, a better outcome? So those people have made a lot of effort. Maybe they are more aligned in that effort. हो सकता है effort आपने भी किया हो, but their effort is more aligned towards reaching the goal. And that is why this session is to help you align to reach your goal. Selection, यूपीएससी में सिलेक्शन की प्रोबेबिलिटी तब ज्यादा होगी जब आप अलाइंड होंगे एंड यू आर पुटिंग एफर्ट. अगेन देयर आर अनसर्टेनिटी देयर आल्सो, बट हमारे हाथ में हम वही कर सकते हैं. वी हैव टू डू व्हाट वी कैन एक्चुअली डू. Okay, if you start thinking that how this will happen, how that will happen, your mind will never work and you will always be in concerned state. That desperation will always be there. You need inspiration, a very strong self-belief and a consistent effort. And whenever something negative comes, you should be able to switch on in a mode where, okay, things are challenging. Let's ask what is the solution. And we all come through this phase. I want all of you to win. I want all of you to win. And for that, you have to trust me. And because what I'm telling you, I can only, maybe my role will be 5%. You will have to do the work. But believe me, at every moment, if you message me, I'll be there. If you have any concern, I'm always there. Because I believe that I've been in the phase that you are right now. I have believed, result जब तक नहीं आता था, we always in the concerned state whether prelims निकलेगा नहीं निकलेगा. Even today, people who are writing mains preparation जो शुरू कर चुके हैं, they're also having a feeling all the time, what if नहीं निकलेगा? But maybe the score थोड़ा सा उनको comforting दे रहा है कि score मेरा close है, maybe I'll clear it. That's the only positive they have. And we don't know the cutoffs. Okay, so are you ready? So let me show you the Dhwanish copy. और ये ध्वनिश की लास्ट कॉपी थी, एथिक्स की कॉपी थी जो मैंने इवेल्युएट किया था. Now I want to show you the result just 2-3 weeks before the mains exam. और इस टाइम तक आंसर राइटिंग ओवरऑल ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट हो गई थी. And then I'll also show the copies जो पहले लिखा है. Now Dhwanish scored 446, close to 450, right? Now you can see 31/7/2025 last year. Don't worry about the evaluation, don't worry about the marks, but see the copy. Just have the feel of the copy. Now remember, you have to write these in 7 minutes, 6 minutes. Okay, so here is 4 point, then 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8.9 points. A lot of examples you can see. Relevant examples. Relevant examples. Here also I can find some gap areas because it's an ongoing process. Contemporary examples are missing here also. In the end, I used to tell you contemporary examples are missing at this. So I gave some data facts file. We took it. हमने market research किया and वहां से हमने निकाला. Should be more detail. You can see here. Okay. Now here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13 point लिखा है यहाँ पे. Can you believe that? In a 10 marker, he has written 13 points. 13, 14 points. Okay, and actually 3.5 से 4 हो गया ये. You're putting effort for every single point answer. Okay. The table is there. So 3 and 3, 8 points तो यही हो गया, right? 8. Comparing 8.9, examples are there, 10. Okay, you can see here. Again, don't worry about, आप भी यहाँ पहुंच जाओगे. Effort करना होगा, 6 महीना लगेगा, 3 महीना लगेगा, depending on where you stand. सारा mental blockage है यहाँ पे. Can you see the difference of both the copies, guys? Can you see the difference of both the copies? Tell me, can you see a visible difference in both the copies? There is a visible difference. Don't you think the examiner को ये नहीं दिखाई देगा? If you as a as a maybe as a UPSC aspirant who's just studying, अगर आपको visible difference लग रहा है, don't you think that a visible difference, the copy, ये यहाँ पहुंचने के लिए relentless effort हुआ है, relentless and effort दिमाग में ज्यादा हुआ है, and of course then you have made it happen on the ground. अगर तैयारी करनी है तो यहां तक पहुंचना है, या फिर हम छोड़ देंगे तैयारी. That is what I would tell. Don't do it just for the sake of doing it. अगर तैयारी करनी है तो अगले 1 साल में या फिर जो भी अटेम्प्ट देंगे उसमें यहां तक मुझे पहुंचना है. दिस इज द थ्रेशोल्ड आई वांट यू टू आस्क, टेल योरसेल्फ दैट आई हैव टू रीच दिस थ्रेशोल्ड. दिस इज द लेवल ऑफ कमिटमेंट आई एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम यू. If you are ready to push the boundaries, believe me, I'm ready to push you also next level. I mean, 13 point, 14 point, you're writing in 10 marker. See the kind of effort, revision, micro notes, recall, reframing strategy, improvisation in 7-8 minutes, it's being done. और फिर उसमें भी लिखा है, should be more detailed. Why the examiner is writing for? Because he's also seeing copies जहां पे more detail में he or she can see that. All the answers are relevant. And I used to tell, don't worry about the marks. Focus on, okay, ये ठीक है. He joined a test series. उसने फोरम का टेस्ट सीरीज ज्वाइन किया था, एंड मैंने उसको ज्वाइन कराया था बिकॉज मेरे सारे टेस्ट लिख लिए थे उसने. All he wrote more than 30-35 टेस्ट. मैंने कहा अभी मेरे टेस्ट तो खत्म हो गए, अभी तो आई हैव टू क्रिएट अ न्यू टेस्ट. सो एंड लेट्स गेट इवैल्यूएशन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड आल्सो. तो मैंने उसको टेस्ट सीरीज ज्वाइन कराया. आल्सो ही एक फ्री टेस्ट सीरीज चल रही थी, उसको भी उसने ज्वाइन किया. ओनली IAS का जो था वो फ्री देते हैं सब कुछ, राइट. तो I said join it. So they gave practice question, I think every day or alternate day, something like that. So you used to write and send that as well. सारे नहीं लिखता था. I used to tell that wherever you feel that answers are not, evaluation is not up to the mark or you have concerns, send it to me. Especially in GS3 काफी हमने effort किया था. I mean, he made the effort. I just मैंने copies evaluate किया. I gave feedbacks. So वो relentless effort जो हुआ ना बेटा आंसर राइटिंग का, he has written some more than 1,000 answers in the process. So that made the difference. It is about repetition is the key. आपको एक ही काम को cycles में repeat करना है. You have to write again, practice again, but again with improvement. Repetition does not mean that you are blindly following the repetition loop. ये आपको डराने के लिए नहीं है, ये मुझे बताने के लिए कि this is the threshold, this is the benchmark. Now this benchmark will lead you in top 10. इसका marks जो था GS का, it is in top 10 in India. This is top 10 in India in GS marks. Within, अगर if we just add the GS and optional, इंटरव्यू को हटा देते हैं, he got top 50 marks in India. Because इंटरव्यू में इस बार बहुत अच्छे नंबर लोगों को मिले हैं. But in optional he got less marks. He got rank just because of, और अगर 15 नंबर और आता, which I was believing that he had the potential to be in top 50, top 30 like that. But optional he got 262. And जो toppers हैं उनके 280 आ रहे थे. Yeah, highest in GS1 also. Even in GS3 he scored 101. GS3 scored 100. He breached it. किसी का आप जाके चेक करो, बहुत कम लोग आपको 100 के 90s में, even toppers are getting in 90s. So GS1 and GS3 he excelled. और इसने काफी मेहनत किया था GS3 पे, टॉपर से बेंचमार्क, बिकॉज GS3 में एंड UPSC नंबर कम दे रहा है. In GS2 and 4 he did well, but a lot of people scored 130 also. Raghav scored 130 plus in GS3 and 4, GS2 and 4. Okay, so but Raghav का अपना strength था. Raghav he has his own strength. उसने आंसर्स नहीं ज्यादा नहीं लिखे थे. He improvised. He used to improvise a lot. उसके आंसर्स improve बहुत जल्दी होते थे. Because it is all about, उसका inner game strong था and his retention was very strong and he could, उसके copies जो है, क्योंकि उसने हमारे टेस्ट की कॉपीज लिखे थे, बाहरी कॉपीज लिखा तो मैंने, और बट उसके जो बात की कॉपी, एंड ही रोट ओनली 5-6 टेस्ट. कैन यू बिलीव दैट? उसने सिर्फ 5-6 टेस्ट ही लिखे थे. लास्ट तक मैं कह रहा हूँ लिखो लिखो, यस सर यस सर यस सर यस सर, आई एम इम्प्रोवाइजिंग, आई एम अपडेटिंग माय नोट्स, बिकॉज आंसर राइटिंग स्किल ही हैड. ही सेड दैट आई नीड टू परफेक्ट माय नोट्स सो दैट आई कैन, एंड हिज नोट्स वर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एवरीवन एल्स. क्यों नोट्स अलग थे? बिकॉज ही इम्प्रोवाइज्ड इट. ही यूज्ड सोशल मीडिया फीड्स, ही एक्स का बहुत यूज किया उसने. हिज एग्जांपल्स वर यूनिक, हिज डेटा वर यूनिक. मार्केट के जो डेटा एग्जांपल थे उनसे वो उसको नेक्स्ट लेवल पे रिफ्रेश करता था. So that novelty brought gave him 470. Novelty. So I'm just, I'm telling you that every student has a different approach. उसका ऑप्शनल में मार्क्स कम था, ही गॉट 257 इन ऑप्शनल। कैन यू बिलीव दैट? ऑल इंडिया रैंक 4 है, ऑप्शनल में 257 है। आई मीन ऑप्शनल में 290 होना चाहिए टॉप रैंकर का, बट ऑप्शनल नाम मार्क्स, अगर ऑप्शनल में उसके मार्क्स अधिक होते तो ही वुड हैव बीन 1 और 2 रैंक, मे बी 1 रैंक। सो आई एम जस्ट अगेन, हम लोग पॉसिबिलिटीज की बात कर रहे हैं कि क्या हो सकता है, एंड देयर बाय आई बिलीव, आई वांट टू शो यू दैट दिस इज वेयर यू हैव टू रीच, बट इट इज अ स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसेस। वन कॉपी जो दिखाया वो इंटरव्यू कॉल का था, दूसरा कॉपी जो है वो, बट इंटरव्यू कॉल वाला कॉपी भी वहां पहुंच जाएगा इन मैटर ऑफ 2 मंथ्स, अगर हम एक प्रिसीजन अप्रोच को लेके वी मेक एन एफर्ट। So that is what I'm trying to tell you. So there are two things that you have to do. The first thing, you have to have a belief and lock the date. You will not prepare this exam for more than 1 year. Promise me here in this class that I will not prepare this exam for more than 1 year. Next year, after the mains, you are going to leave this preparation process. You leave Delhi. अगर आपने एक अटेम्प्ट दे दिया है तो आप नेक्स्ट ईयर इस टाइम आप दिल्ली छोड़, आई मीन आफ्टर द मेंस यू विल लीव दिल्ली, और इवन इफ यू स्टे इन दिल्ली यू विल नॉट प्रिपेयर फुल टाइम, यू विल टेक अ जॉब, यू विल डू सम वर्क. Will you promise that to me? Lock the date. That is a promise I want from you. Because if you do that, it is going to work for you. If you think that मेरे पास अभी I am 24 and 25 and I can give 5 more years, believe me, selection will happen in a, आप 2-3 साल में selection तय हो जाता है. After that, probability of selection is very less. So I want a commitment from each one of you that you will not prepare after 15 months. अगले 15 महीने के बाद आप तैयारी को, yes, you will leave it. That is a promise I want from you. And tell yourself that my mission is to crack the exam in the next attempt. That is it. अगर इस साल निकलता है तो I will make it a fight and make sure my mains निकले, मेरा इंटरव्यू कॉल आए, मेरा सिलेक्शन हो. But if something do not happen as per the plan, I am going to quit this preparation process. I'll take a job. मैं कोई स्टार्टअप ज्वाइन कर लूंगा, मैं किसी ट्यूशन पढ़ा लूंगा. I'll do some work, but I will leave this preparation process. This is what you have to tell yourself. Because when you set the boundary, when you set the intention and boundary, then your effort will move to next level. This is what I'm trying to tell you. That is how you prepare. अगर आप, क्योंकि अगर आप, if you just tell that, okay, I have 3 more years, your mind is more comfort. You have to push yourself. The art of achievement depends on here. Can you overcome the challenging beliefs that you have in your mind? If your language is weak, work on it. If English is weak, work on it. If your writing skills are weak, work on it. You still have time. And keep away from the world. जो बाहर दुनिया ना बहुत negative है. Their beliefs are very limited. I mean, they all, because the traditional belief जो है वो क्या कहता है? 3 साल 4 साल तैयारी करो. I don't believe in that. Okay. So that is what I want to tell you. Now let's start with the session. I prepared a PPT. Okay. So broadly, हम लोग क्या करेंगे? My advice would be to focus on last 5 years PYQ and see PYQs as a benchmark. Don't worry about the test series or whatever it is. Just focus on PYQs and benchmark हमारा ये होना चाहिए. So our session जो मैंने poll किया था, this is where the input came, and a lot of you will, even if you clear prelims, it's okay. If you don't clear prelims, completely prepare for mains. But prelims को भी साथ लेके चलना हैगा, because we have to clear prelims also. Because in prelims and mains, in both the areas, syllabus तो common भी है आपका 2/3. So if you're studying polity, you are writing polity, give, just solve PYQs of polity also. So reward, पहले क्या होता था? Information, data, fact, recall, all that thing used to work. Now analytical part is there. UPSC's questions are not direct, especially in paper 2 and paper 4, even paper 3. Paper 3 तो पहले से convoluted था, but paper 2 is very convoluted. Questions are not direct. In questions like internal security, okay, environment, science and tech, these are straight questions. तो उसमें बहुत दिमाग लगाना है. Agriculture में, in economy GS3 agriculture, food processing में question है. So there is very limited analysis is needed. You just have to link it from the contemporary point of view. So analysis, application, example, multidimensional thinking. You have to interlink things. पेपर देखने से आपको पेपर देखने से इतना समझ में नहीं आएगा. जब when you will start writing it, you will feel it. Because this is my experience with students, and I make lot of PYQs. मैंने PYQ based theme test लिखवाता हूँ मैं ज़्यादा. Now let's take one by one, paper one by one. Now again, we had a limited time. Now let me just give me few seconds. I'll just मैं PYQ theme वाला मैं document open कर लेता हूँ. That will give you better idea. Now, how many of you? I just want to ask you, how many of you feels that अगर हम एक strategy से चलेंगे, the chances of me doing well in the exam would be higher. How many of you feel so? कितने लोगों को लगता है कि अगर हम strategies चलेंगे, if you go with certain good strategy, it is going to work for us? How many feel so? Yeah, that is a belief I want in you. That is a belief in you. Yes, तैयारी को छोड़ देते हैं, करेंगे तो ठीक से करेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं करेंगे. And just 1 year. कुछ लोग के लिए तो ये लास्ट अटेम्प्ट होगा, ठीक है, इसको खत्म करते हैं. Some of my students have been preparing for 2 years. I tell them, no, don't do this after this. Take a job and do with self study. So now let me share some. हम लोग PYQ last 5 year के theme देखेंगे. We can go through the last 14 years and last 10 years, 12 years also. But broadly, because last 5 year में in some areas questions have changed. In some areas they have almost on similar lines. So let's say for society. Even history questions are not so direct, but let's say society. So I want you to read these questions regularly. No? Just give yourself a little time. Okay. So see the questions of last 5 years of society. Given the diversity among tribal communities, in which specific context they be considered as single category. Okay, so there is a application. Regional disparity, how it is from diversity, how serious is issue of regional diversity in India? Okay, there are 3 questions in the same question. Child cuddling is being replaced by mobile phones. Discuss its impact on socialization of children. Now, ये तो लिख के नहीं आए होगे, वहां पे आपको रियल टाइम में you have to do that. Do you think marriage as a sacrament is losing its value in modern India? Okay. Critically analyze the proposition that there is a high correlation between India's cultural diversity and socio-economic marginalities. यानी जो कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी है इंडिया की एंड सोशो इकोनॉमिक में जो मार्जिनल कम्युनिटी है, दे हैव सर्टेन कन्वर्जेंस, कोरिलेशन है. Now that means you are studying cultural part and socio-economic को आपको interlink करना है. There are two concepts of society, you have to interlink it. Okay. Intercaste marriage between castes which have socio-economic parity have increased to some extent. This is less true of interreligious marriages. Now, this is something which, this is something that you can look here, right? So that is what I'm trying to tell you. And घबराना नहीं है, दिमाग से सोचना है. The concept demographic winter, is India moving to, its world is moving towards that situation. In dealing socio-economic issue development, what kind of collaboration between government, NGO and private sector could be productive? Okay, this is a basic question. ठीक है. Distinguish between gender equality, gender equity and women empowerment. Why it is important to take gender concern into account into programs design and implementation. Now, अगर आप देखो questions में gender specific questions बहुत आ रहे हैं. Gender first, okay, women empowerment, नारी शक्ति, लखपति दीदी, because government की बहुत सारी initiative है. Women first, 33% reservation to women, okay, evaluate the impact of work from home on family relationships, how the growth of tier 2 cities, rise of new middle class with emphasis on culture of consumption. Okay, again, इसके लिए आपको डेटा भी चाहिए होगा. Why do large cities tend to attract more migrant? Okay, ये बेसिक वाला है. So थोड़ा सा आपको देखिए पैटर्न को, you have to observe certain pattern which is there in the exam. So when you look at these pattern, you will understand the process better. So that is what I'm trying to tell you, that when you're preparing it, make sure that when you're preparing it, that you take these things into context. For example, in society, gender is non-negotiable. women society appears everywhere. Empowering women, question over rote sociology, applied question आ रहे हैं, direct नहीं आ रहे हैं. Contemporary themes पे, contemporary issues that is there in society, let's say mobile use, social media addiction, okay, screen addiction. Maybe next kind of question might come because a lot of discussion is going on around the world. Okay, bhakti. Now, Australia में social media ban कर रहे हैं. There are debates on social media ban. They might ask question on social media ban. Okay, then history themes. Okay, history में बहुत analytical question आ रहे हैं. Okay, so that kind of questions are coming from the society and history. Is this clear? Are you getting some insight, guys? Tell me. Are you getting some insight? Are you getting some insight? Yeah. So try to understand. The best source of how exam is changing is just go and see the PYQ. You don't need any coaching institute. आपको किसी को reach out नहीं करना है. Okay, maybe you can come and get your strategy clear here. That's all. Today, everything is available. You just need to put right prompt or model answer will be ready. Better than any coaching institutes. You just need to know what prompt has to be put. अगर समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो एक अच्छा मॉडल आंसर उठाइए किसी कोचिंग का, create a sample and say that, based on this sample, create a prompt which can be used. You can create, paper wise 1, 2, 3, 4 or topic wise prompts also. उस prompt को कहीं अपने फाइल में रख लीजिए. And any question, just 2, 3 question put in that prompt, create model answer. You will model answer in front रहेगा. All toppers are doing that because they know that coachings के जो notes होंगे, material होंगे, वो they will have limitation. हम उसको भी use करेंगे. If something is available which is relevant, believe me, use that as well. Number कहीं से आना चाहिए, selection होना चाहिए. That is the requirement. So I want you to think like that. So if you're thinking about a main strategy, it is all about developing and understanding that. So don't worry about the small things that which is going in your head right now. Okay, ask yourself, how do I reach there? Now coming to the paper, the mains paper 2, polity and governance. Now this is one area which I feel is the most, you can say, most typical, because this will require real effort. We don't have good material content in the market, or we don't have a standard book from where the dynamic portion of polity can be covered. If teacher has covered the topics well, there are chances that you'll be comfortable. Now coming to the governance part. Now governance is like a gold mine. क्यों gold mine है? Because the questions will be RTI, citizen charter, e-governance, transparency. Now if you have good ready-made notes on them with contemporary data examples, very easily you can write good answers, very easily. But real game happens when you have to write, questions on constitutional history or basic structure, or applied aspect of that, constitutional morality. You have to link with judgment, document, case laws. Now, that is where it requires, because there are so many case laws in example and you tend to forget them. So here what you need to do, that you need to make a list of that, article wise or issue wise or theme wise. You need to create examples, data, facts, and that is how. Federalism, very important, because we have issues, center state, there's a need controversy, language controversy, delimitation commission controversy, GST council, center state finance commission recommendation. Before that, there was a lot of noise which was there. So federalism is a very important topic which is there in the news. You might expect some questions here. Okay, we have good examples. We have example of cooperative and competitive also. Okay, and then of course IR neighborhood will depend on the international relations development. Now India is facing a lot of challenges. Strategic hedging was our policy. Now suddenly things are beyond our control. How do we manage that? The vulnerabilities of India in maybe China +1 strategy. Okay, so you have to, and for that newspaper reading becomes very crucial, especially in paper 2, paper 3. Newspaper reading is very important. If you're following some monthly magazine here and there, treat it as a secondary source. Usko don't use it as a primary source. Otherwise, what will happen, that you will not be able to develop your thought process and interlinking cannot happen. This is a common mistake most of the aspirants do. They are relying on too much of coaching material and PDFs. Don't do that. Start reading newspapers from today. Spend 1 hour, 45 minutes. At least read 2 articles, but read it. And make notes. Make notes, very important. If you're reading newspapers and not making notes, believe me, because when you do the real execution, you'll feel the difference. On surface level, you'll feel, okay, more notes are good. But it is about retaining the understanding and improvising and reproducing in a time-bound manner. It is not easy. Your answers will be compared with those people who are reading newspapers and analyzing it every. So that analytical rigor, that analytical analysis has to be there, because, and that has to be visible in the answer. If that analytical rigor is there in your answer, UPSC will reward you. In GS3, people don't get marks because the analytical rigor is lacking. They don't understand the concept. They just explain it. Most of the time, the demand of the question is not addressed. And this I have seen with people who have given an interview. I'm evaluating those copies. And I'm asking them, go back to the basic. Go and read NCERT. Go and see that specific lecture in which that topic is covered. Check your notes. Maybe understanding is lacking. If you have to do that, we'll have to do that. Maybe you have understood that, maybe, and you feel that notes is ready, but your analytical understanding is weak. So I'm not questioning anyone. I'm just saying that these, when you start doing it, you'll understand where the gap areas are there, and that will address. So polity is again very tricky, I would say, and will require a lot of effort. Okay. Social justice, easy thing. IR, relatively easy. Now coming to the economy. Economy is majorly growth, agriculture, all data backed, fact, data, examples, contemporary, relevant, and analytical. There are 3-4 questions will come mainly on development, growth, productivity, trend change. That will require analytical skills. If question is there on agriculture, contextually it has to be relevant. Right? What is relevant? Environment, disaster, pair, very important. Now this is very simple. This is the easiest part of the paper. Security, again very easy. Agriculture, technology, again you need to have a data fact, because these are highly fact driven. So the maximum questions you're going to get is naturally from these areas. The economy, disaster management, environment is an easy section. You don't have to do much here. You just have to have a basic notes. Okay, so I'm not going into detail of that because that will require a separate session paper wise. But so far, are we at the same page? Write in the chat box, at same page, ASP. Are we at the same page? ASP, at the same page. Yeah. Are you making notes? Are you making notes? I'll share the PDF, don't worry. Are you making notes? How many of you are making notes? Make notes. Note down every small things. Is that okay? Yeah. We don't know which example, which input will help you in the cracking the prelims, cracking the mains. We don't know. I still remember when I was an aspirant that all the discussions which happened outside the class was more helpful than the class discussion itself. Whatever class I joined, some test series here and there I joined, I felt that all the discussion which happened outside the domain of teaching and learning was more helpful than actual learning. How many of you have felt so? Write in the chat box, BO, Balbon. How many felt so? A lot of discussion which happened outside the domain of classroom teaching are more effective. And by the teacher itself. By the teacher itself. That is what I felt. So a lot of things I tell, because we can't put everything on the PPT. I mean, a lot of things come through when you're asking or when you're telling. It is very situational. So it is very important that when you're looking at, the papers, we have to understand. So paper 1, 2, 3 is clear. Now we'll talk about ethics. Now ethics is a high scoring game, but ethics people take it for granted and they make less effort. And mostly because ethics is one area where there are two parts. The first is, of course, the theory part, and the second is the case study part. Now, people have mastered the case study. People have mastered the case study. So when you have mastered the case study, what happens that templates are decided, examples are decided, everything is decided, case examples, okay? So this is where very little can be done. People have written 50 case studies, different type of case studies, and the best source is PYQs. Don't follow anything else in ethics. Just follow PYQs. And maybe just link with contemporary, identify all the themes, examples. 50% is theory, the first section. Now this will be the decider. This theory part will win you the game. This first part. the topics like integrity, probity, accountability, values, emotional intelligence, this will decide it. Try to master this. And how do you master this? How do you master this? By having a unique example. If you're writing example of Mahatma Gandhi and Vivekanand, believe me, gone are the days. That was in the beginning in 13, 14, 15 used to write. Write examples which are more relevant. Smaller examples, more contextual. You can go and just brainstorm with ChatGPT. Go and ask, okay, I'm a UPSC student preparing the exam, and just speak with that. Okay, let's brainstorm. I need your help. How do I make answers better? Put the answer. These are topper, and ask, topper copies. Okay, it has already everything in the database, or specific topper copy you can put there. Maybe I need some help from maybe some of you. If somebody can volunteer, you can help me in downloading topper copies from 2-3 places, and then I'll create a collation and we'll put it someplace, and maybe just 2 topper copy in every paper. GS1, 2, 3 topper copy, GS2, 2, 3 topper copy, GS3 and GS4. Few we already have, Dhwanish I have and all that. So that will give some idea. So that is how you do the benchmarking. And don't worry, run around the coachings and everything. Just follow the PYQs are the best source. Any market material, I would not advise idly join some classes or coaching for mains, not needed. Because the cycle will start from there again. We have enough material, only things that individual practice is needed. Okay. So in ethics, the real game will come from the paper section A, that will be a decider. And this is one area where most of the people, 90% people who are writing mains are not comfortable here. I've seen a lot of answers. Ethics answers are very below average. Most 8 out of 10 people don't write good answers in ethics. Paper 1, 2, 3 likh lete hain. Okay. Now, if you see the fast 5 years paper and the people who are scoring, what have they done different? The first is clarity, contextual clarity, conceptual clarity. Whatever that directive word is there, stick to that. If a question on food processing context is asked, you should be able to explain it. Don't write, if you know something about it, exactly what question is demanding, write it. Okay. And you can conceptually, if I say food processing, you should be able to explain it in 2 lines. If I say malnutrition, immediately in your mind, a structure of malnutrition, the definition of malnutrition in your own language, you can paraphrase it, you don't need to remember, and use easy language which are people can read, understand. Okay, keep it simple. KIS. Keep it super simple. KISS. Write in the chat box. KISS. Keep it super simple. The answers have to be super simple. Every time there, okay, yes, keep it super simple. That is the need. Always ask, how my introduction should be, my definition should be simple, my example should be relevant, because everybody likes simple example, simple communication. This is very important. Okay, when you do that, so first is of course conceptual clarity, analysis over narration, analytical skill, that rigor has to be there. Contemporary relevance, is this issue in news? Do you have a data for that? Do you have examples? Can I interlink it? For example, if you're talking about any issue, okay, so let's say women-related issue. So we can talk about all the initiative government has taken women empowerment in the recent time. If we talk about some parliamentary issues, we can talk about the data, logjam, the difference between the opposition and the government of India. Multidimensional PESCA framework: political, economical, social, constitutional, and analytical. Okay, environmental, ethical, that can be added. Okay, so try to cover as many dimensions. If you're writing an answer, let's say you're writing an answer, broadly economics answer. So maybe 80% dimension of the economics answer should cover economics only. But 20% dimension, maybe 1 or 2 points can cover other area also. So it is very important that you understand that. It will come through practice, remember. Practical solutions. Okay, always add way forward, solutions, suggestions, examples, report, committee. Okay, because that will work. Okay, write down EGSF. Write in the chat box EGSF. What is EGSF? E is example. E is example. G is government schemes. EG. S is statistics and F is facts. Okay. So examples, government schemes, statements, not statements, statistics and facts. So these are some value addition that you have to do. Okay, this is what I'm going to show in the next slide. If you just work, and remember, it will take some time. So content you already have, start writing, then revision, then try to find the gap area, take a feedback, and then it has to be done repetition. More you repeat, things happen. So right now what you have to do, that if you're preparing, okay, let me share the PPT again. Okay, so conceptual clarity, focus on analysis. Why can we link in the current? Multidimensional thinking, finding practical solutions. And what you to do right now, whenever you start answer writing, make sure your basic notes are ready. Okay. And one more thing that can be done, it is a maybe difficult proposition, but if you have time, I would advise it. Prepare micro notes, one pager, two pager notes for all the important themes which are in news or PYQs. So one source per topic, build crisp PYQ link notes, stop hoarding material. Do it at one go, and maybe you can add later on also, you can improvise it, but basic notes should be ready, and revise it multiple times. Revise it. Before writing, revise it. And then do a lot of answer writing. You can do one thing, you pick a source, upgrade it, write. Pick a source, upgrade it, write. Or a lot of people do, they don't write in the beginning. They first consolidate everything, revise, write. Whatever works for you. There is no fixed strategy. Some people are comfortable writing every day on a stretch. Some people are not comfortable. I would advise write alternate days. Don't write every day. A lot of people said write 2-3 answers per day. You can go. In the end, Dhonish wrote the answers. He asked me, sir, I want to write every day. I said, go ahead. If you can manage it, he said, my notes are ready. Because in the last 2 months, it was all about convergence. Everything was ready. Notes were ready, revision. Maybe some topics you prepared separately for science and tech or environment, which were there in the news. So when you start doing that, the things will happen. So that is how the content consolidation, answer writing, rigorous answer writing, use PYQs, don't need to follow any coaching institute and all. Later on, when the exam will come near, you can join some test series, or maybe, that is just for practice, the whole practice of 3 hours, 6 hours practice. Revision, active recall. Now this is very important. Now, how many of you are facing challenge of active recall? Now let me call someone. Okay, so Bhavdeep, can you come? Bhavdeep, can you come? Are you comfortable coming on the?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How are you, Bhavdeep?
Yes, sir, I'm good.
Okay. So when you write answers, because you've written also, do you think problem of recall?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what do
I
you
mean,
do?
sir, not the concept, but
Specific line, fact, data, example,
uh,
you not.
uh,
How you are
part
addressing that?
I'm like it is
कैसे
judgment.
उसको ठीक कर रहे हैं?
सर मतलब मैं छोटा छोटा लिख के मतलब उसको बार बार वो करता हूँ रिवाइज.
So you write again. That's one way.
Hmm.
You can do mental mapping also. Okay, so let's say malnutrition or development. Okay, so you read a theme called development. You have data facts. So these are pillars of development. These are pillars of inclusive growth. 5 pillars, this, right? Then maybe 7 pillars. So what do? And try this practice. And this is very effective. I've tried with a lot of students. मैं करता था, and it used to work. So I closed my eyes. Okay, I revised it and all, and I closed my eyes and I said, okay. Why 5 pillars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Recall nahi ho raha. Okay. I'm forgetting. 4 is there, but 1 is I'm missing. I'll read it again and I'll do it. Then I'll put a pen and paper, a rough sheet, and just make a flow chart of that. Just simple flow chart. Growth, ek banaya, and then flow chart like this. So that keyword, key concept, you are able to retain. When you're walking in the evening or just casually up relax, so okay, let's try to recall it, whatever you've read recently. And then you feel like, oh, I'm missing it, and it feels like, let's go back to the notes and see again. वो feeling आता होगा. Okay,
correct.
try to recall it, and maybe in some time in the evening you can go and recall it. Acha, I was missing this. Now when you do that, and of course writing is the best source, but writing kitna likhenge? There's a limit to which you can write, because we have a limited time constraint. If you start doing this, or anyone start doing that, it is a very rigorous process, and it is mentally, because you're using your brain. It's like you have a machine and that machine is not being used. Machine wants to relax. Machine कहता है नहीं, हमको आराम से रहने दो. That is how human mind works. अभी बैठे चलते गए and your state is like, अरे you go, I don't want to go. अरे AC चल रहा है, मस्त ठंडा है, अभी नाश्ता किया है, things looks fine, I feel like a little sleepy also. Why should I change my state? And he said, no, let's change it. And you push yourself. And within 2 minutes, everything is normal and you are in action mode. Mind wants you to relax. And that is what. So we are listening to the mind. Don't listen to the mind. You have to push it, the barriers. Since morning, I have read 2 copies. I create 2 class lectures. I've done a lot of work. मेरा 2 घंटे का productivity जो था, वो I think normally 4-5 hours का था. Why? Because my state was of action mode was there. I was very aligned from inside. How many of you are able to understand what I'm trying to say? कितने लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ? How many are able to understand what I'm trying to say? You're understanding, right? So you have to, that comfort zone is push. आपको comfort zone आपका है. या तो comfort zone को manage कर लो. Make sure that you carry that comfort zone. Keep that comfort zone. Keep that comfort zone. Don't crack the exam. Go and do some job, do some work. Already you are enough skilled. We are normal middle class people, will do something. We'll have something for bread and butter. Nothing wrong in that. But if you want to be in that list, all the people who have reached that stage of cracking, all the people who have reached that stage, believe me, they all have gone to that phase. So they are just those people who are ready to push it. No issues, Gaudi. So that is what I'm trying to say, all of you. So it is all about that. आपका prelims नहीं निकला है because you have not reached the threshold. If your prelims निकल जाता है, if you will crack the mains only when you reach the threshold. This is what I'm trying to tell you all. I'm showing you the right mirror. Okay, what to avoid? Follow limited sources. Even if you follow a new source, take whatever you need and add it to that. 1 standard source or 2 source. Okay, NCRTs already have done it, fair enough. Maybe 1 advanced book, and then use ChatGPT, use AI to upgrade your notes. Use primary sources, PYQs 5-year mainly, but 10-year also. 1 monthly current affair magazine ko uthaya, do validation and leave it. Don't carry it all the time. Okay, I took it, I'll update notes from polity and governance. You saw, and do the skimming part. You already have basic notes ready, do the skimming and add information in 2 days. Today is my skimming. Okay, this is extra. You read it, everything, and you just see, okay, this is there in my notes. Let's say there's a monthly magazine, inclusive growth topic is covered. Now you already have a class notes, you have made, you have studied, you have revised, so you would know that. Now you have a class notes in front of you ready. You open the monthly magazine, let's say Vision ka, Forum ka, ya jo bhi market ka koi acha magazine hai, you picked it. And when you saw that magazine, you saw, okay, there's a lot of factors there, and you feel very good. Oh, ho. There's so much here. Now what do? You start reading it again. Don't do that. Look for what extra. Maybe you have written 5 pillars, there is a 6th pillar there. Okay, fair enough. My 5 pillars is more than sufficient. Trust your notes, trust yourself. Because anyway, you'll write 6, 7. I mean, you have to write 7 point, 8 point, 10 point only. Then see what is extra in that. Data, fact, identify that, highlight that, and then add that in your notes. Or if you don't have space in the notes, create a separate page and update that, add that here and implement that and leave that books aside. Don't look at the book again. Are you getting my point? Consolidate it, very important. And consolidation require one source, complete it, and don't even look at it. Don't look for perfection. Don't look for perfection. Version 1 is always better than version none. What we do, we always look for perfection. Focus on execution. Whatever notes you have ready, if you are thorough in that, if you can write good answers from that, that is the idea. The next level of information stacking, data stacking can be done in the second phase. Don't think of doing every one time perfect. Aisa nahi hota. There is nothing like one time perfect. Write down no one time perfect. NOTF. No one time perfect. You'll promise me that you will not try to. No one time perfect. NOTF. Okay, we'll not have to do that. Are you getting my point? Did you got some Balwan moments? Are you ready to push the boundaries? The energy is up or not? Are you feeling down? Change your state. Take a deep breath. Push yourself. Just go and dance. Go on the roof of the house and just scream if you're feeling bad from inside. Just vent it out, everything. Change your state. Develop the skills. 3S. Your story. Your story is being created. The God is looking at you. The story is being created. You are the protagonist of the story. So you play for win. You play to win. Do you play to win? Okay, PTW, play to win. Are you doing that? Play to win. It's not motivation. It's pure logical science, right? Are you ready to play to win? Okay. To create your story. Change your state. Your state is negative. Your state is stressed. Because state is also decided by what people are saying. Avoid social media. Avoid conversations. Use your common sense. Use your logic. You have benchmarking. You have topper copies. Ask yourself, okay, I am not able to clear prelims. This is the reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not able to clear mains because my answer writing is weak. Maybe 2, 3 years ago, you needed more support. But today, thankfully, AI has changed everything. And we have some good AI. Bhavdeep is very good user of AI. I can create very good content in AI. You also can create very good content. But you don't just need relevant content which you can use it. There's no way of perfecting that approach. Okay. And then the skill. Acquire the skills. Can you write 150 word in 7 minutes? Can you write 250 word in 10 minutes? Ask these questions from you. Ask yourself. Don't ask people. And don't think what people are. You have the benchmark, you know where you stand. And you have to improve it. Or else, this exam will not happen. You have to reach that stage. Tell yourself, rewire your mind to that approach. Is that okay? Is that okay? Write in the chat box, I am ready. IAR, I am ready. If you find some good material and you feel it's a meaningful content is there and you want to add it, okay, fair enough. Maybe just once. Add it from there and leave it. Passive learning, reading without writing, no value. Telegram hopping, avoid it. I'm not denying that content is not good. A lot of content. AI generated content can be very easily. मैं एक अच्छा content बना दूंगा. किसी और content को improvise करके I can create a new content. Okay, your own concise, revisable notes. Monthly magazine for complementary, not the primary approach. This is something that is there. You need to have a weekly and think of just next week. Think of next few days. Think of today. Don't think of 3 months down the line. What will happen if I don't get selected? Okay, fair enough. That is something. So think of your daily. Okay, I'll have my slot is 3 slot. One is the GS static, current affair, revision, and optional. That's all. Answer writing alternate days. So these are non-negotiable areas. You can divide it also. You can do these numbers. Ye general numbers hai. 8 hours, 9 hours. Weekly. Always ask yourself, where are the gap areas? What are the areas I need to improve? Okay, my revision part is lacking. I need to revise. So how should I revise it? And there is no perfect way. You have to learn what works for you. I can only tell you because my experience says multiple things are done by multiple people. I can give you general strategy. but you know your game from inside better. Benchmark. Topper copy is for benchmark. Don't copy it. You can learn it. If you find some good data facts from topper copy, add it. Okay. Just look at how they have answered it. Minutely observe it. Okay. They decide. They explain the introduction part. They explain the body part. They mention, how intro is framed. Okay, this is so good. I can write similar intro. Let's write this intro in my notes. Conclusion, which example, data, fact. So a lot of your work, they will reduce effort. They will reduce it. Okay. Right now, most of you are here. Introduction, body, conclusion, 2-3 dimensions, some examples, some spacing, summary line. This is where most of you. If you're a beginner, you will be here. Toppers, they have subheadings, they have logic, there is a multidimensional interlinkages, example, fact, government schemes, data, facts, diagrams, way forward, solution-oriented, problem-solving approach. Okay, this will come through relentless benchmarking, revision, practicing, improvisation. Okay, so these are things that I wanted to tell you and I want to share it with you. Okay, so again, I'm not going to anatomy or topper copy, you already know. I mean, logically, you can understand. You can see 1 or 2 copy. I will also share it. And this is where the EGSF content framework, examples, real example, real. Whenever you read a newspaper, you find example, add it in your notes. Just do that, gola. Maybe round it. Okay, I'll use it in my this thing. Wonderful data. I'll use it in my answers. Where I don't know, but you have to keep it ready. It's like when you go to a kitchen, all the masalas are set in the kitchen. You don't know which masala to be used, but moment you start cooking, okay, this masala, and you use it. The same way, your content, basic, all this has to be ready. Yes, Bhavdeep, I'll take. Statistics, facts, all that thing has to be there. Okay. So revision, R1, read and recall, compress, okay, test, final consolidation. There's no rule for this. You have to decide your own approach. Okay. I don't want to show you model answer, but yes, just we'll come to that. Yeah, Bhavdeep, tell me. I'll ping you. I'll just bring you.
सर ये प्रीलिम जैसे चेंज किया इतना, वैसा सर मेंस भी चेंज होगा क्या?
हो सकता है. It can happen. The mains can also change.
सर मतलब ये ऐसे.
The question is what they can change. The good thing about mains is syllabus is defined. In prelims, syllabus is not defined. Okay. So mains, the good thing is syllabus is defined. The only thing they can do is that now already they have tested everything in mains. 20 questions, rigorous effort is needed. Questions are very analytical, applied. Maybe they can change the structure, maybe. But again, I mean, let's say what they can do. So they might say, okay, write smaller answers, smaller questions. Let's say 50 word. I remember when we used to give mains, there has to be one section where you have to write in 20 words. 20 words. They will pick any current news or current topic, just write in 20 words. So we used to do that. Then there were 200 word answer. There were 600 word answers, especially in optional. And at our time, optional बहुत ज़्यादा था. Optional was, the weightage was 1200, GS was 600. Today, GS is there. So what I believe that, be ready for that. Improvise करना आना चाहिए. If your basic skills are ready, content is ready, prelims की तरह uncertain नहीं होगा. It cannot become so uncertain like prelims. For example, essay, already they're asking very, applied, you can say philosophical topics, contemporary issues topic. In the beginning, 21, 22, essay were very heavy to decode and all, right? You already know that. The only thing they can change apart from this is pattern, maybe question framework, fewer questions or more questions like this. That's the only thing they can change. I don't think so they will be changing anything else. But कुछ तो करेंगे. They will do something. Last 2-3 years mains में क्या फर्क था? Last year, I mean, questions were not direct. They seemed direct, but when you start solving it, they did not look direct. That was the problem. So वैसा लगता है देखने में question direct है, but होता नहीं है. When you start solving, you realize that when you're solving, okay. It looked simple while reading it, but when I'm solving, I'm facing problem. You're getting my point, right, Bhavdeep? इसीलिए PYQ solving, especially 5 year, is more rewarding, very rewarding. ठीक है ना? So that is the idea. I hope I'm able to answer your question, Bhavdeep. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Wonderful. Everyone in the chat box, MPTY. More power to you, Bhavdeep. MPTY, Bhavdeep. Yeah. Everyone. Let's cheer each other. We all in the stress. Let's push each other. है ना? Become each other cheerleader. Help each other. Grow together. Learn together. 1,000 seat है, सबका निकलेगा. Okay. There is enough seat for everyone. Space for everyone. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. So one last. So basically, let's see some. Now there is some question. So examine the impact of cross-border cyber secure attacks. Now this is a very basic question, direct question. You define cyber. The keyword is there, cyber attacks. Okay. Impact. Okay. So you start definition of cyber attacks. Then you give the data, example, incidents. Again, remember, internal security is very fact-driven. You have to remember so much. Okay. Then way forward, architecture, give diagram, flow chart, you can do all those things. Okay. And think of that. Subheading, heading, examples, all that thing is there. This is most important, but revision system. Revise, read, revise, then recall either by mental mapping or by making a flow chart. And don't try to write everything. One more thing you can do, that you feel that you can't write so many answers. So write few answers. Others, what you can do, for some answers, you can just make a structure. What I'll write, a basic structure. Maybe reduce your time in half. Also, be ready for if, let's say, paper is lengthy. So what can happen? Paper can be lengthy. Now, what do you do here? When the paper is lengthy, your ability to improvise should be very strong. So if now I can't write 150-word answer because I have just 5 minutes. So maybe can I write 100 words and can I summarize everything through flowchart and example? My introduction should be maybe just basic introduction, conclusion. And instead of detailing flowchart, 2-3 flowchart linking and less words, and I can communicate more. Now, instead of maybe 5 or 4.5 or 4, maybe I'll get 2.5 or 3. But it is better than leaving the question. Just because you attempted more in one question, if you write very good answer, you will get 4.5. If you write super answer, maybe you'll get 5 out of 10. If you write an average tik-tak answer, you get 4. So let's say in writing 5 good answer, you skipped 3 answers. So there you will get only 1 extra marks. But if you just attempt 1 extra question, you'll add 3 marks in just 1 question. And if you write 3 more answer, so many a time instead of, you skip 2 answers just because you were writing better answers in the previous one. So make sure you try to complete your paper. That is very important. So, and that has to be done. So rigorous time-bound revision or time-bound strategy is very effective. Put a timer, stop, and write in the pressure time. Push your boundary. It will be difficult. Your mind will rewire in that approach. That is how I see things. And that is what people have done it. I can write 250 words, 300 words in 10 minutes. That is my speed. And I developed this speed when I was preparing for the exam. I just need 2 days of practice and I can write 300 words even today in 10 minutes. Because it's a skill. It's a learnable skill and you will never forget. And skill, and all the people are worrying around content. Look at people running around content. वो 3,000 जो selection वाला बच्चा है, 3,000 people who are getting selected, 30,000, 3,500, 4,000, they are more logical, they are sorted. वो भी घबरा जाते हैं content देख के. So don't worry about the content. Understand the context. Content you enough have. If you still feel content is less, validation will take 1 or 2 days. Revision will take maybe 1 more day. Because your basics are ready. Stacking, information stacking, data stacking, it is a 10% effort. It is 10% effort. 80-90% effort is having understanding of subject, having basic notes, having basic revision, having micro notes. 10% is information stacking, वो आप parallelly करोगे. And that you will do till the end of the exam, improvisation. Are you getting my point? मेरी बातें समझ में आ रही हैं? Can you visualize it? Because I can actually visualize it when I'm saying this. Because that is what I have been doing with students. Can you visualize what I'm trying to say? Come on, guys, are you there? Can you visualize what I'm trying to say? Okay, try to look in my head. Okay, try to understand. And the chat was repetition. Repetition is the key. RIK, repetition, 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 repetition of revision, repetition of writing, everything. That is how it has to be. Yes. Okay. So thank you very much. I hope anybody has any question, you can ask me. Okay. Thank you very much. Start. You already got major insight. Most of it said, I want you to make your study plan. I want you to make a study plan and share it with me for next 1 month. That's what I want. Or at, if not 1 month, at least 2 weeks. Okay. Chalo. Take care. God bless you. Thanks for your time and energy.